All right, y'all, I got one for you today. This is the Key Lime King, Tony. If you guys have been following me for a while, you remember, shoot, I think it was even like a year and a half ago, he sent me some real key limes and I made a key lime pie. Well, we've been talking forever. He has a small key lime farm and he's also a pilot. He has this super cool seaplane right here. The key limes are in Miami. We are in Fort Pierce and we're gonna take this seaplane down to Miami, get some key limes. He's gonna tell you all about key limes and why most of the key limes you actually see aren't even real. They're some sort of Mexican lime. We're taking the plane, we're gonna land it on water, and y'all are riding along. There it is, y'all. What is the actual make and model?
A Link Buccaneer.
A Link Buccaneer seaplane. We're gonna take off from Fort Pierce and head to the key lime plantation in Miami. Robinson Air Crane is Tony's company. It's also his YouTube, so you guys can look that up if you're into aviation. But look at all these super cool helicopters. Look at that Huey right here. Like, get through the chopper. But he actually sells these things, brokers them, has them, but this is just amazing in here. Look at that one. That's a big old, I don't even know what kind of helicopter it is, but it's a big one. Of course, that's our ride.
That's the last Jolly Green Giant left.
This is actually a Vietnam era helicopter, just like the Huey over there. Pretty cool. If you guys want to buy them, they're for sale. There's no reverse on a plane.
That should be good.
All right. So we've tried to do this a couple of times and weather's always a factor with the smaller planes, and we got some weather today, but we're gonna skirt it. He's doing all his checks. All right. It's a tight fit. Juice.
Where I used to buy my citrus was it was in Plant City. And it was a lady that sold them there out of like this really old nursery called McGillis Farms. And she, honestly, the plants we're going to go see right now are her plants.
Gotcha.
And they are the best ones I've ever had. There's Ovalaka, man. That's where I grew up at, on that airport. Got a special place in my heart. So there's gonna be a water landing. Make sure the wheels are up. Wheels are up. That's another weird thing, is saying the wheels are up to land. The biggest enemy of a seaplane is boats.
Yeah.
Motors like either to race you or they make a lot of wake.
Black Tower, this is Cirrus 824 Whiskey Lima, inbound for landing with information Foxtrot.
We just arrived, y'all. That was my my first time ever going in a real seaplane. We landed on that lake and then just drove it up here onto the hard ground, man. That was wild. The Key Lime King, y'all. It's also a pilot. That's the only way to travel to Miami, y'all. Going in a car is not nearly as enjoyable. This is Tony's original key lime little hobby farm, so to speak. So this is going to be a little bit overgrown and stuff just because he hasn't been doing all the maintenance that's required that they really need, but there's still, you know, mature trees and turning out limes. I can see them from here. These are true Florida key limes. See? And they're not big. They look kind of yellow, and they are delicious. I can guarantee you that. So what are you looking for when you pick them? Just yellow?
I'm looking for the ones on the ground first, because to me those are the ones.
Those are gonna be real juicy, huh?
Yeah, those are the ones you get the most juice out of. But it's like a scavenger hunt because the weeds are so tall. They're done for the season. They're not gonna.
This is it. The last.
This is it. They don't really make. They make some winter fruit, but not much. You want them to look like that.
That is a delicious.
Not like that.
Not like that.
Like that.
Nice and yellow, kind of beat up looking.
Yes, that's the one.
That's the ones you want. Citrus is extremely hard to grow in Florida. You wouldn't think that because we're known for Florida oranges and everything, but there's all kinds of diseases and stuff that and what that there's something that killed off all of the key limes at one point, right?
Everything, all the citrus, all the oranges, all the grapefruits, everything. Just start grabbing, dude.
Was that like in the early 2000s? You were telling me?
Yep.
Oh look, see, here's one of them. That's what you want. Them ones that
go.
fell off and are nice and yellow like that.
That's the ones you want. But you gotta look, you know, you kind of move your foot sideways and
yeah,
find them down here.
You got snakes here?
Of course.
It's Florida. There's all kinds of stuff to kill you.
This is like a leaf miner that just destroys these plants.
Kills them.
Yeah, but you see all the dieback? This is HLB.
What is HLB exactly?
Citrus greening.
Citrus greening.
It affects the roots. They can't take up any nutrients. So what it does is the plant retracts and it dies back. So if your plant's looking like this, all scabby and just unhealthy looking and a lot of dieback, and 90% of the time it has HLB. But you'll see them, they'll be shining up like a little yellow pocket. But yeah, we'll just keep going.
All right.
That's like the picture perfect one.
That's,
And
when you buy those green limes that say key lime in the grocery store,
they're called key lies.
they're not. They're like some sort of Mexican lime, right?
Mexican lime. For some reason, they like terrible soil.
Huh.
They really do.
Like
And they
sandy, like junky
sandy,
soil.
like acidy, like terrible soil. They love it.
Look at that, it's gold right there, y'all. Look how yellow that one is. And you could see when he was living down here, he had his rows and everything, but it's just a little overgrown because he's living up in Fort Pierce now. I seen a good one over here. I wanted to get it.
See what HLB does? This is the ultimate destination for
Just dead, huh?
yeah, it just kills them.
It's a shame.
They can't suck up any nutrients from the dirt or the ground or anything.
Do you run fertilizer? Do you fertilize them at all?
Zero.
Just bad soil
Bad soil, dude.
and a lot of sun.
A lot of sun. And the more sun you have, the more they like it.
Look at that's prime time right there.
So you get
Look at that. Yellow and green gold. Is that a pineapple?
Yeah, I put pineapples.
Look at this
down.
little pineapple growing right here, y'all.
Look at that one. God,
That's a good
picture
one.
perfect.
You ever read that book, A Land Remembered?
No.
You ever heard about it?
Yeah.
It's like, it goes over Florida history. Ooh, look, this tree right here is loaded. But the book, A Land Remembered, is really good. And it goes up through like 4 generations of Florida families from like cracker times all the way up to current in Miami. But they were citrus farmers at one generation. Look at this though. This whole bush right here got a bunch of good ones.
Yeah, these are my feet.
When I 2 egg yolks.
2 egg yolks. Key lime. Who makes like? I want to get out of here.
If you want to buy a key lime pie in Florida, I personally think Publix has good ones, but it's not real.
It's not real. It's the closest to a real one you can.
Yeah.
The flavor is closest to a real flavor.
I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Publix, but Publix, if you're watching, holler at me.
We're gonna need a bigger bucket.
Yeah.
So now we're going to this other one. So I don't know, a year ago I planted this other tree where a big giant grapefruit was. It was probably from the 1950s.
Huh.
And you know, in 2000 they cut them all down, planted this little citrus tree there, the little key lime tree, and it just took off like I've never seen.
And what he's talking about in 2000, there was widespread citrus disease, and the state actually came in and cut down everybody's citrus to try to stop the spread of the diseases.
They called it citrus canker, but it wasn't. So this little tree right here is exactly where the big giant tree used to be. There's a good one right there.
I see him.
That's just one.
There's that one.
That's
That's prime time right there.
So now your work starts. Now you have to pull all these apart. So these are good ones still.
Yeah.
Don't get anything with a brown in it, because for some reason, if it has a little bit of brown and you put it with the other ones, like,
Kills
dude,
the whole
it takes
batch.
The whole batch.
Dang,
Watch
this
your
tree
hands.
is loaded.
Dude, this is half of what it is.
That's it, y'all.
And your pockets.
My pockets are full.
Can't even fill.
We went on the Key Lime Express, y'all. The trip, Fort Pierce, Miami. We're loaded now. Loading up. It was a quick trip. We got our limes, headed right back to Fort Pierce. Look at this. This plane was not made for guys my size. do they have an XL size?
They kind of do. It's about 100 grand more.
Oh. Oh. Nice and cozy.
Victor, traffic at your 10 o'clock, 6 miles westbound, 800 feet out of the North Ferry, I believe is a Cessna.
1-5 Victor, we're looking for that traffic.
Feels like a long time. That's it, we made it, folks. We made it, y'all. We are back at the hangar in Fort Pierce. We got the key limes. And if it wasn't enough that we took a seaplane, we're riding in the little Suzuki truck back. We've got the limes. Mission accomplished. But I think we're gonna grab something for lunch right now. Is it muddy down here?
Oh yeah.
So we're starving. We haven't eaten. I got there at 9 in the morning. Neither of us eat breakfast. We're gonna grab a burger and review some footage. All right, y'all. I got my key limes. I'm headed home. I want to say a special thanks, Tony, the man. Key Lime King. Y'all can look him up on Instagram. You got a YouTube you want to throw out there?
Not really, not yet. Nah.
Look, keep an eye out. Follow him on Instagram and look for some key lime content, maybe some aviation content. Special thank you. This was awesome, man. It's my first time in a seaplane, and I'm definitely going to cook all kinds of delicious things with these limes, but I'm headed back to St. Augustine now. All right, guys. Well, flying to Miami in a seaplane to get the key limes was the fun part. This is going to be the hard part, the work. We're sitting here and we got to juice all of these key limes. You cut them in half. I got a little juicer thing. Kind of squeeze them, and then I'll get it, if I can get it on there, get all that delicious key lime juice out of it. And I want you guys to drop a comment right now. And how much juice do you think we'll have from all of these key limes? I'm making, of course, a key lime pie for you guys. I did a key lime pie like a year ago, almost now. 2 years ago. Actually, when Tony had sent me some key limes, that's how I got to know him. But I'm also gonna do a shrimp ceviche, a key lime shrimp ceviche.
I have been given the task of making graham cracker crust.
I thought you had done this before. Now you're scaring me.
No, babe, I buy the crust.
I learned how to do this in 8th grade home ec. I can vividly remember
you could do this
making a graham cracker crust.
With a plastic bag.
If I was you, I would get the food processor out and do bigger batches.
Easily. With a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, but then you get big.
We're gonna make this work. The point is, we're making homemade crust. Okay, so I switched to the food processor because I could fit more than I could in the Magic Bullet.
That's what I said the first time.
Pro chef Ian, who went to culinary school, made this recommendation before I started. However,
there's a lot of chefs out there that follow me, and they're all thinking the same thing. Ian was right.
Again, when I used to make a crust, we just did it in a Ziploc bag, so.
You literally said you've never done this before. Don't lie to me. You lied.
When I was a kid, my mom used to make me do it. She'd make apple pie, and she'd be like, here, and she'd like throw the graham crackers at me and tell me to crush them up.
You don't make apple pie with a graham cracker crust.
My mother used to. Again, he doesn't listen to anything I say.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm over here doing the hard work.
I know, my fingers were like burning.
I got we were fishing today, you got little cuts and stuff.
Here you go, babe.
Ooh.
Look what I did. Hey.
Delish. I just finished squeezing all those limes. If you guessed, a little over 4 cups You were correct. Here, get in there.
I mean, they can see it.
They cannot. A little over 4 cups. And elapsed time, it probably took us 2 hours to juice all those limes. It's insane. We're gonna make our homemade graham cracker crust. I have a whole package of graham crackers pulsed up. I added 3/4 cup of sugar to this, and this is 2 sticks of butter melted. Gonna pour that in there like that. We're gonna mix that around. Fun fact, I learned how to make a graham cracker crust in home ec in 8th grade. So I can vividly remember making this.
Do you remember your teacher's name?
I don't. She was kind of an old nag though. Jupiter Middle School.
She's watching this right now.
No, she isn't. It was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna look like wet beach sand, right? Mm-hmm.
New perspective.
I think I have all that incorporated, and if you look, it'll actually stick together a little bit when you press on it. And I want to point out that Crystal did an amazing job at cracking up this graham cracker. We got 2 pie plates.
Mismatched pie plates, but still.
I'm just surprised we had them. Just kind of start with your fingers.
It smells good.
You want it packed down, but not super packed down. You want to be able to, you know, cut it. Now, I forgot to mention 10 minutes in the oven at 350, and that will kind of like set the pie crust, if that makes sense. For the filling, it's 3 ingredients, y'all. Key lime juice, 3 egg yolks, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And this is enough to make 1 9-inch key lime pie. Get all that goodness out of there. This stuff is actually really good in your coffee if you like sweet coffee. And then take a widow whisk, because I couldn't find the big whisk.
It's next to the stove.
Just like that.
Where the whisk lives.
We're gonna whisk hit them yolks, whisk this up, and this is the filling for a key lime pie. Little history on key lime pies. They're not really sure where the first key lime pie is, but one general thought is that when they were building the railroad down to Key West, when Flagler was building that, the guys down there had cans of sweetened condensed milk, they had key limes because they were in the Keys, and they had eggs. There's thought that it was possibly seabird eggs. They would take crusty bread or crackers, put it in a jar, put the yolks and the key lime juice and the sweetened condensed milk in there, mix it up, and just let that sit in the sun, and the acid from everything would cook it, and it would be like something they'd sit there and eat with a spoon. Look at that. It's delicious looking. There are other recipes, but I promise you, this is the best. Point it down a little bit. There we go.
Let me back up.
Down, deep, it's all mixed up. We're gonna go into our 9-inch plate like that. I'm gonna hold it, and we gotta make sure we get a spatula and make sure you get all that goodness. Get it all down in there.
Into the pie.
Just like that.
2 at the same time.
15 minutes, 350, or until that key lime custard sets up. Watch out, this one's hot.
Oh, sorry.
Still a bit hot. 3 pies going down. All right, it's been 15 minutes.
Okay.
See little bubbles, it'll set. It's also, it'll continue to cook, it's hot.
Yeah, no, I get that.
You're gonna wanna let these sit and cool for 15, 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna put them in the fridge overnight before, you couldn't eat them right now.
No.
Gotta let them cool. I need a jalapeno pepper for this ceviche. I know somebody who's been growing jalapenos. Will you go get me one?
Yeah.
All right, show them your pepper plant.
Idea. Look, some of them start turning red. Oh no, I don't know if that's good or bad. They have like these marks on it. But these are my plants. They're very, very nice. That's all our jalapenos. So this is the final thing. So, oh my gosh.
What a bounty of peppers. Thank you, B.
What are we gonna do with them?
Thank you for getting them for me. On with my recipe. I have some red onion. I have, of course, the river shrimp that we just caught. You guys saw this video. We got a red bell pepper, a green bell pepper, some cilantro, a cucumber, pineapple, and I'm gonna say this wrong, tahini. And of course, we have the key lime juice. I put it in a jar. Look at my key lime pies hanging out in here. The thing with ceviche is it's kind of a lot of prep work. I don't have a ton of shrimp I'm doing this with right now, and I like my ceviche not to be like all you're filling and no seafood. Like I like it 50-50. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of bell pepper, a little green bell pepper, and some of this stuff I won't put in till the end. Cucumber, and then I've got a Roma tomato. I don't want the center, I just want that outer meaty part. It's a nice ripe one. Cut up some pineapple for that. So there's all my veggies, almost all of them. I've got one jalapeno. I'm gonna take this jalapeno, and these jalapenos that these girls grew are super spicy. So I am gonna trim out some of that insides. That's what holds all the heat. I've got one of these magic bullet blender deals.
Thanks, Trent.
Yeah, thanks, Ma. She'll be stoked about that. Take that, rough chop it into some bigger pieces and toss it in there. Then I'm gonna do a good little handful of that cilantro, like so. I like cilantro, we'll put a good bit in there. A touch of that key lime juice.
Have you ever heard people say cilantro tastes like soap?
Some people think it does.
Yeah.
Key lime juice. Pop the lid on. That's gonna be powerful flavor right there. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, it's got a little spice to it.
I can smell it. It's like burning my nostrils.
I'm cutting each shrimp into about 4 different little pieces. I like to eat them with Tostino's scoops personally. And when I think about it, you know, you want a little piece of shrimp, you want a little piece of onion and tomato. I want the whole enchilada in each bite, so I don't make my pieces huge. I've got all my shrimp chopped up. We're gonna go into a nice glass bowl. You want to use something reactive because the acid in the lime juice, glass is the best route there. We're gonna go with our bell pepper, like all the colors, purple onion. Then we've got that blended up mixture of jalapeno and cilantro. That'll go on top. You know that's gonna be good flavor right there.
That is gonna be good. Lime juice?
Key lime juice, real key lime juice. From the Key Lime King. So we're gonna go in with that. Mix that around. Some of those veggies, as that acid, there's acid in that lime juice. It's gonna cook these shrimp. It's gonna cook those veggies. And it's gonna make this delicious. See that? Like, see what it looks like right now? The shrimp's all gonna turn white. Anywhere from like 30 minutes to a couple of hours. Just kind of have to go. If your pieces of shrimp are bigger, it's gonna take longer. That's another reason I like to do my pieces a little bit smaller, but that's just enough key lime juice in there
to cover it all.
I'm gonna give it one more little splash. You can already see the edges of that shrimp starting to cook in there. But we're gonna pop this
into the fridge.
In the fridge. Somebody said they hate it when I do that, so that one's for you. We are nearing the end of our key lime extravaganza.
Yeah.
So I let this cook overnight, and you can see that shrimp looks like cooked shrimp now. That's just key lime juice that did that. A smaller little bowl here for me and Crystal to eat out of, just like that. But I want avocado. The reason I don't put the avocado in the night before is it would get all mushy and it would just not be a pleasant deal.
Experience.
Yeah. And these avocados are nice and ripe now. Just score down to the skin on the inside of there. Dices of avocado. And take your spoon and you can just scoop all that out and put that nice, super ripe avocado on top like that.
That's gonna be good.
I cheated, y'all. I have definitely already tried the key lime pie. But I'm gonna make a nice big piece for me and Crystal to share. I'm not gonna lie. The homemade crust definitely is a game changer. If you got the time, it's worth.
Oh no, you lost.
Oh no. Thanks for pointing it out on camera, babe.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we got every bite because it's so good.
Yeah, and homemade whipped cream is a must. Right on top there. Gonna sit down and have a little snack. Crystal just got back from work.
Yeah. Key lime extravaganza.
Get a little bit of everything in there.
Oh, so good.
That's our Amazon lighting, and it's still not that great, but
That is so good.
it's good, right?
Hey, what about that stuff?
Oh, I completely forgot. Tahine. We're gonna finish it off with,
Look, this one's not a scoop.
yeah, we're gonna finish it off with a couple shakes of that tahine. A lot of
try it
people
again.
like that. Try it now. It's good.
It's still good. Either way.
Ceviche is one of our favorite things.
It is. It's so
All right,
fresh.
your turn. I'm going key lime pie.
Well, it says me too.
So, real key limes. A lot of y'all have never had a real key lime pie because what they sell in the stores isn't made with real key limes.
We already know it's good.
I know it's delicious. But thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Special thanks to the Key Lime King for flying me down to Miami, getting me the key limes. I had a blast flying in the plane. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely just wanted to go for a seaplane ride. I'd never done that before. Check him out on Instagram, Key Lime King. And he's got a bunch of cool content, key lime content. And we'll see you on the next one.